everyone, my name is James Ryan, and I'm here to make for you a game in Unity 3D. So now I want to work on some stuff to do with the bouncy balls. The bouncy ball code. I want to see if I can make a ball that will follow instructions. Basically, you can click a bunch of waypoints for the ball to bounce to, and it will bounce from waypoint to waypoint in the order you set them. In addition, I want it to still have a dumbfire mode, where it just bounces, it just reflects normally. And I want this mode to activate when you don't set any waypoints or after it's fulfilled all the waypoints. Another thing is that I don't know what would happen if you set one waypoint and then you set another waypoint. So what would happen was the ball went to the first waypoint, and then what if the path from the first waypoint to the second waypoint was obstructed? And the ball tried to go from the first waypoint to the second waypoint. Now what would happen if I just kept the code as going from one waypoint to another would be that the ball would then get the ball would just, kind of work its way around the wall and then get to the waypoint if it was able to, if it was going at an angle. If it was trying to go directly to the waypoint and the ball was heading straight into the wall, it would kind of just get stuck, and that's not really what we want. So we need some way for the ball to figure out what to do, and basically my solution consists of a dumbfire, basically putting the ball in dumbfire mode when it is not able to reach its current destination. The question is, do I want it to say head for waypoint 1, and then because it can't get to waypoint 2 directly from waypoint 1, dumbfire and reflect off waypoint 1, and then from there keep on dumbfire until it has a path to waypoint 2? Or do I want it to try and head towards waypoint 2 and only enter dumbfire mode when it hits the first wall after bouncing off waypoint 1 intelligently, and then from there keep on dumbfire mode? Because this could have different results. Sometimes it might. Sometimes the first option would give you intelligent behavior, whereas the second. Which one of these behaviors would be better for good puzzle design, per se? I think the first one might actually work for better puzzle design. Maybe there's some way around it that you could. Which option would allow the player to cleverly, enable the other option, perhaps? Like the option where it bounces. The option where it bounces off the wall intelligently could easily, rather than dumbfire, could easily be represented, but made happen by the player, even in a way where by default the ball bounces off dumbly. Whereas if by default the ball bounces off intelligently, player has to do a bit more work to make it dumb, I guess. Let's just make it by default be dumb after bouncing off a wall if it can't. We'll experiment and I'll show you the difference later. But now that we've talked about it, it's time to double click. Oh, I've been double clicking on that instead of the actual code. Well, derp. Also going to want to put some code into the player. And perhaps rebind the left click key to do something other than jump. Maybe we'll make the jump button something else. Maybe we'll make the jump button actually like the spacebar or something. So yeah, first thing I want to do in player script is change this beginning new jump, this right here. Instead of input get mouse button down 0, I want to change it to input dot get button down. Hang on. Would be get button or get key? Hang on. What are they? There's get button and get key. I think it would be button that I'm looking for, because button's a system string, right? Yeah. So I just put button jump, and by default that would be the jump button. So let's just test. First things first, left clicking shouldn't do anything, but pressing the jump button should make things work as before. So I just aim and press jump. Eventually I'm going to want to add some type of crosshair in, which will let me know where I'm heading. But for the moment, okay, first things first, I want what should happen. Okay, let's create a new thing. We'll call it setting ball waypoint. Second of all, let's copy and paste this. Let's cut and paste this and put it down here under the guise of shooting new ball. Okay, now currently you can shoot a ball if you're not paused and you're pressing the right mouse button down, which seems legit. So basically I want to copy that if statement, paste, but instead if I press the left mouse button, and that should work. Good. So how do I want to set these waypoints? I have three options really. I could store them as an array of vector values, of vector 3s, an array of vector 3s. I could store them as an array of I could store them as an array of vector 3s, of vector 3 objects, and then have the balls check how close they are to the vector 3 object. I could have them store the values as null or empty game objects, which only have which don't have any components other than the default transform component, which will specify where they are, and then basically have the balls check how close they are to the empty game objects, which would consist of checking the vector 3 values of their transform components. And so this really is pretty much the exact same thing as the previous array thing, except it's probably it's redundant. It's got redundancies associated with it, because you're creating these empty game objects and referencing their transforms and stuff when all you need is some vector 3 position values. Last is to create an actual game object with some components. The game object will be like, say, cylinder shaped or something. It will be invisible to the player, but it will have a collision box, which can be, and then the ball will detect whether it's collided with the collision box. And so we have to decide which of these to go for. So yeah. I'm gonna take a short thinking break. So, I don't know what went on just now. It's been a while. Hello. It's been a while. Hello. What do I do now? I'll see you next episode. Bye.